Hi everyone, I'm Ryan and I'm back in my garage after a week of being extremely ill. Good news, none of that's in this video. Move along. Anyway, I've got a bit of time, I've got a little bit of energy, so let's see if we can get some jobs done on this damn Super Dream, because I think the thing's slowed down and I need to get some momentum back in it, because there's still a lot to do to finish this bike. So let me get started. So my first problem is this choke cable. So the idea is that this nut screws in underneath and secures against the underside of this fixing. Now I can show you that clearly here because I've received another choke cable with exactly the same problem, that the top here is snapped off of this, and I suppose that really should just be replaced, but I think I've got a way of dealing with this. So this very thick plastic nut here, I think if I cut that into half, I can turn it into basically a locking nut, and I can secure the top half here and then run the bottom up to then trap this bracket at the midpoint. So that's my idea. Let's see if I can make that work. So I need to try and cut that into two halves. It's only plastic. I'm not sure what's going to be best. I might just try a little something like just a little hacksaw. I reckon that'll do the job. Okay, bit of cleaning, but possible. Okay. Okay, we'll just let that sit still whilst that hardens up, and then I'll try running the bottom nut up and creating a lock nut in the middle there. Stands two chances, I suppose. Okay, it's now the following day. That's had time to harden off, and there we are. So that bottom half now adjusts, and that will tighten up against the bracket, with this top section is solid, and I've still got movement on the choke cable. So I think that rubber can go back in place, and I think that will actually do the job now. Okay, so I need to buy dual clips for this. I'm not sure what size, so let's get the old gauge out and see if we can measure that. There we go. So just under 59mm, so I need something that's about 60mm around here. Pair of those just to make that like seals up alright. I think to get these carbs out, I've had them in and out many times before, but without the airbox in place. So I think I'm going to just unbolt the airbox, drop that back slightly, and that should give me plenty of space to get these in and out. Probably remove this bracket as well, because that seems to help. And then I can get to these throttle cables and fit the missing cable and change the choke. So that's the plan. Okay, so in order to create a little bit of space here, I've just had to remove the tail, undo the bolts that secure the airbox, and also the battery holder is neatly secured in there, so I've just lifted that out and suspended it to one side. So that's just allowed me to get a bit of space at the back of the carbs. So let's try unbolting the carbs now and seeing if I can get those out sideways. Okay, so I've managed to get the carbs out and loose. So I think I'm going to start with the choke. So if I can unscrew that, detach the choke cable, free it up and change it over. So let's get started. Okay, so there's my new choke cable all fitted up, and that's tightened securely there, and that feels good. So now just take this, run this through the frame and reconnect it into the carb. Okay, so that's the second throttle cable connected up here, which at the moment is just loose on this end, but that looks as though in theory, so that's the open, and then I guess this will be the return. So how's that going to action? Let's go. Yes. So when I'm opening the throttle, that is being pulled in. So I need to connect this up now to the throttle cable. Not the cable, the throttle itself. Okay. A little complicated, never done this before, but I think I get it. Okay. So now I somehow need to work out how the bloody hell this all goes together. So I've got another cable which is where here must connect in the bottom of that. So that must go in there, screws in there, and then where does that connect to? Around the top here? Oh, I'm not sure. Okay, let's go slowly. Where the hell? Okay, so that must come up there. Like that. That must secure in there. Okay. This is going to take some thinking about. Okay, so I've managed to connect up both the cables. So that's one coming up around this side and the other one around that side. And in order to do that, what I've had to do over here is to temporarily disconnect this cable so I've got a lot more movement on it. So now the challenge is, if I reinstate this, can I then reconnect those cables? Okay, I think this has to go in here like this. There's no adjustment at this end, so I'm going to rebuild that and put that back on the handlebars, then concentrate on the carb. So it seems to me there's some balancing act between the length of the two throttle cables. So I've just taken this one off and wound it all the way back up to its ran the adjuster all the way back up to this end, and then I'm going to try and reconnect it and then take up the slack. But I think this is the sequence in which I need to do it. So I can't do it with the camera here, it's right in the way, but let me see what I can do. There's the throttle cable mechanism all connected up. That seems to be working. So let's see if we can reinstate these into position. Although, to be honest, I am shattered. I've got no energy left. I think this can wait till tomorrow. Yeah, that'll do for tonight. Let's carry on tomorrow morning. Well, it's now the next day and I'm back to refit these carbs, and I'll be totally honest with you, I'm feeling awful, really tired, struggling at the moment just to do this work. This COVID knocked me sideways, so apologies that there's not going to be a huge amount done, but I'm going to push forward. I'm going to get these remounted, get them all tested, make sure that these carbs are working alright, then get this thing built up, and hopefully then I can get some graphics put on the tank as well. Determined to get something finished this weekend, so let's get on. Come on. Okay, so I've got the carbs back in, secured here. Haven't secured them yet. I don't have the Jubilee clips for that, and the airbox is currently still loose, but I'll do that in a minute. However, what I have just worked out is that this clip here is clearly designed to hold this connection. So that's something that I didn't have in place before, so I've just managed to clip that in place. So I think the electrics are pretty much as they should be. The carbs all reconnected, and double checking all the throttle mechanism and everything seems to work, and the choke seems to work. So I'm happy with that for now. So I'm going to start reconstructing. Actually, what am I going to do? Am I going to put this on? Yeah, I'll put this on because I think I can get the Jubilee clips in afterwards. Alright, I'll carry on with that. Okay, that's the tank reconnected, the carb back on, the airbox all reconnected, the battery is back in place, battery's all bolted back in, so now I've just got to work on the back end, get that in here, and the back two bolts here hold the airbox up, so I've just got to clamp on for the moment. So let's get the back end on, get that bolted up, get the lights reconnected, seat on, then transfers. Okay, all reconstructed. I'm going to put the decal on the side just to try and break up the blandness. How is this going to go? No bloody idea. Ooh. That looks alright to me. Okay, let's try the other side. Well, hi, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's sticking with me on this project. There's still a load of little bits to do on this bike. It really is getting there now, but there's a lot more improvement. I still need to resolve the sound on the engine, and I think I'm going to have to drop the oil and take the side cover off for that. I want to polish this up, get the indicators on, and there's a few more bits I haven't bought yet. So I'm not finished yet, but I'm making progress. So look, please, I want to thank you all. Like, subscribe, share this channel, and I'm beginning to make progress with Flint here, but I've got ideas for what I want to do next. However, I've got lots of bits missing to prevent that from being possible. So stay tuned. I might be putting out an appeal for some bits and pieces that I'll be trying to source in the near future. But for now, thank you very much. Hope you all stay safe. See you next week.